You ever wonder what really separates the people who achieve their biggest goals from those who always seem to fall short? It's usually not some big moment of genius or a lucky break. According to Jeff Olson's book, The Slight Edge, it all comes down to a simple, powerful philosophy that, once you really get it, changes how you look at pretty much everything. Okay, let me ask you a question that gets right to the heart of this whole thing. Let's say you have a choice: $1 million, cash, in your hand today, or a single penny that doubles in value every day for a month. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right? Most of us would snatch up that $1 million. But your answer actually reveals a ton about how you see success, because that tiny little penny holds an incredible secret power. So just look at these numbers. After 15 days, you're only at about $160. It would feel like you made a massive mistake, right? By day 20, you've got just over $5,000, while your friend who took the million is, well, they're living it up. This is the exact moment most people would quit. But just watch what happens next. The real magic happens in that final stretch, where the growth just becomes absolutely explosive. And boom, by day 31, that single penny has turned into over $10 million. Now, this isn't just some fun little math trick. This is a perfect metaphor for life. Every small, seemingly meaningless choice you make, day in and day out, has this exact same compounding power, whether it's working for you or against you. Okay, so this principle is so simple and it's so powerful, but most of us go through life choosing the instant $1 million over the compounding penny. Why is that? Well, there's a story in the book about a shoeshine woman at an airport that really gets to the heart of this puzzle. Jeff Olson tells the story about meeting a woman shining shoes, and he said she was incredible, super charismatic, a really hard worker, great with people. I mean, all the raw materials for success were right there. And yet, she was stuck. She was telling him how worried she was about paying for her daughter's cheerleading camp, all that potential, but it just wasn't turning into the results she wanted in her life. So Olson noticed that in her downtime, she'd read novels just to pass the time, and he couldn't help but wonder, what if? What if over the past 5 years, she'd used that exact same time to read just 10 pages a day from a book about, say, business or personal finance? Where would she be now? That single thought, that gets to the absolute core of what we're talking about today. So what was that missing ingredient? It's not some complicated tactic or some secret trick. It's a fundamental philosophy, a way of seeing the world called the slight edge. And this is the framework that really does change everything. So here's the big idea. Success isn't born from these huge, heroic, one-time efforts. It's the inevitable result of small, simple disciplines that you practice every single day. These are the choices that are so minor they're actually incredibly easy to do, but they're also just as easy not to do. And right there, that's where the danger is. You see, it all starts with your philosophy, how you think about the world. That core belief system, that shapes your attitude, right? And your attitude, in turn, dictates your daily actions. Those actions, when you repeat them over and over, they compound into your results. And the sum of all your results, well, that's your life. This chain reaction is always happening, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Think about all the self-help books you've ever read, or all the advice you've ever gotten. The slight edge is like the operating system that makes all of that how-to software actually run. Without this foundational philosophy of small, consistent actions, even the best advice in the world is basically useless. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds incredibly simple. And you're right. And that leads us to the central trap of this whole idea, the very reason why this simple concept is so incredibly hard for so many people to master. This right here is the core of the simplicity trap. Reading 10 pages of a great book is easy to do, but you know what? So is scrolling on your phone instead. Going for a 20-minute walk is easy to do, but so is staying on the couch. Every single positive action that moves you forward is shadowed by an equally easy, unproductive choice. And that's the battle we're all fighting every single day. And here's the really tricky part. Psychologically speaking, the results are invisible at first. You're not going to get smarter from reading 10 pages tonight. You're not going to get out of shape from eating one hamburger. And because there's no immediate reward or punishment, our brain just tells us that the choice doesn't really matter. But that is a lie. Over time, these invisible choices are the only things that matter. But eventually, those invisible choices break through into the visible world with incredible force. I mean, this person didn't lose 35 pounds with one heroic effort at the gym. No, it happened because they focused on the little things. The daily, unglamorous choices about food and movement that, compounded over 3 months, created a dramatic, life-changing result. So, how can you actually put this to work in your own life, starting today? The best part is, you don't need to change everything all at once. You just need to find your penny, that one small, productive action you can commit to. So, what's your daily penny gonna be? Maybe it's reading, or listening to a podcast, or just adding one healthy thing to your diet. The key is to pick something so small it almost feels silly. That's the whole point. It has to be so easy that you can't possibly say no. This is the seed that, with consistency, is going to grow into something absolutely massive. This is a perfect example of how the philosophy works across all areas of your life. It starts with one push-up. It starts with paying off $1 extra of debt. The initial action is tiny, but it creates momentum. And that momentum, powered by the slight edge, is the force that ultimately carries you to incredible results. So I want to leave you with this one crucial thought. The slight edge is always working, 24/7, just like gravity. It doesn't care if you believe in it or not. The only question is, are your daily choices making it work for you, or are they making it work against you? Every day, with every small decision, you choose your direction. The power is entirely in your hands.